Blog Talk Radio.
Check out the full episode of this on Mentellect Patreon.
In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Amen we trust, in Amen we thank, and in Amen we continue forward as the Mesoamerican community. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual Nuben Menkares. This is Mesoamerican Radio, and tonight we're going to be discussing the movie American Gangster. I know this movie came out quite a few years back. I think specifically around 2018, if I'm not mistaken. American Gangster came out. And, you know, sometimes you see things in a certain context and you don't realize or recognize it right away. Meaning that, you know, people put things in front of your face and you're looking at these things and you're not, you know, it's a lot of aha moments you have when your mind is looking on to a higher level, when you're seeing things on a higher sensory perception, when you are starting to raise in your mental perception and, you know, and reception of things. So when I see movies now, I already know what they are, you know. I always knew what a lot of movies were even back then, but I know that they're really messages that are being, you know, masqueraded as entertainment to entertain the masses, but really messages are being planted in this form of entertainment, in this medium. Messages are being planted. Things are being shown right in front of your face. Because that's how the beast does. He puts a lot of things in your face. And a lot of you people out there, you novice, you people that, you know, watch movies just for entertainment and you can't really see what's really being put in front of your face, mainly because many of you are two-dimensional in your thinking. You see, and when I say many of you, I mean the so-called black race. They're two-dimensional in their thinking. Right. Or, you know, and even on the higher level with your humans, right, they're three-dimensional, so they can see a little bit more than y'all, you know what I'm saying, but, you know, not that much more. They see a little more. But for the most part, the masses are dumbed down, and they don't really see the messages that are being put in this movie. Why is Denzel Washington referred to as an American gangster in the movie? Because he is an American gangster. He is American by nationality, the real Native American. And that's really what they were trying to convey in that message of calling him an American gangster. Because they could have used anything other than that. They could have called him a black gangster. They could have called him just a gangster or anything else. Why they said American gangster? That's to denote the man's true nationality as a Mesoamerican, as one who is a descendant of the Washita native Mesoamericans. He's a descendant of that. That's where the name Washington comes from. I told you, George Washington Americanized his name. In other words, he tried to make his name more like the Mesoamericans. That's what the word Washington became Washington. You know, so they create a whole nother persona when they come to a new place. That's all he did. Why was he not referred to as a black gangster? Because they know, you know, even the whole black thing is going to start to go to the wayside very soon. Because they're trying to push the whole gray frequency, so that's going to go to the wayside. So ain't no point in trying to stop it now, you know, because it's going to go to the wayside. The whole black thing. Why is he not, what's the message? What message was subliminally being sent? That we are the real Americans. That we are the real Americans here. You see, that's the real message that was being sent. And you could tell it went over a lot of people's heads. Because even the first time I saw it didn't really dawn on me until I really started, you know, I looked at the poster and it's old and I was like, you know, hey, you know what, let me do a broadcast. It's ringing in my head, it wouldn't let me stop. Why was it being sent? What message was being sent? Who we are. Subliminally, who we are. You see, I told you in these last days, the beast ain't even going to know why he's telling out and giving up the information he's giving up, but he's going to give it up because Amen going to force it out of him. Amen going to force the truth out of the beast. What does this mean for us as real Americans? That we now know our nationality. We have our names, and we're going to have our own American language, our own American names and everything. And we're no longer going to look toward Africa ever again. That's what that means. For the complete broadcast, you're going to have to go to Mentellect Patreon. Go to Mentellect Patreon for this complete broadcast, because it will not, I guarantee you, it will not be on YouTube. Subscribe to Mentellect Patreon and join the Mesoamerican community.
Rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, I'm and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to